So I can't hear you. I don't know whether you have started.
Yes, I guess you can hear me. Just if you have any question at the end of the section, you can ask your question or you type it on the chat box for so that there will not be interruption. Please just listen to me carefully. And if you have any question, you can type it on the comment section or after the class, you can ask your question so that there will not be interruption. So good day and welcome to today's session. My name is Dr. Aliu Israel. So we're going to be looking at customer service. This is our customer service training. So we're going to make a brief introduction to what we are going to be doing for the next two to three sessions. So what's the goal of this training? The goal of this training is to equip every participant with the skills, tools, and knowledge to deliver quality customer service for client satisfaction. That's the goal of this program. Now, what is the objective? At the end of the day, participants will be able to understand the concept of customer service, understand customer and know who their clients are and expectations as a care provider, understand basic principle of client management, customer satisfaction, and how to assess and monitor it. Then we should be able to understand how to communicate with our clients and with our customers. If you can hear me loud and clear, please type on the comment section. I can hear you. Just type on the comment section that you can hear me. Now, by way of introduction, these are what we're going to be looking at: introduction to customer service concept and theories. We're going to also be looking at customers, communication in customer service. Also be looking at customer satisfaction and client management. We're going to be looking at how to deal with difficult customers, then following up with customers, keeping the management responsibility to customer satisfaction, and the benefit of maintaining a good customer service and how to improve our customer service relation. Okay, thank you. So by way of introduction, now, there is only one boss. Whether a person shines shoe for a living or you are the head of the biggest corporation in the world, whether you're a medical professional, whether you're a cleaner, whether you are into any industry, the one and only boss remains the same, which is the customer. In other words, no matter the business you are, no matter the service you are providing, the customer remains what? The boss. The customer determines where he or she puts his or her money. The customer determines the patronage. The customer determines the existence of that business. Any business that does not have a customer it's not a business. So what makes it a business? What keeps you in that service is the customer. Are we communicating? Now, the customer is the person who pays everyone's salary and who decides whether the business is going to succeed or fail. In fact, the customer can fire everybody in the organization, from the chairman on down. He can do it simply by spending his money somewhere else. So if a business must be sustained, then the customer has to be there. Now, literally everything we do, every concept perceived, every technology developed and associated employed is directly with the one objective clearly in mind of pleasing the customer. So the whole essence of the business, the whole essence of the services is to please the customer. Whether you are a medical professional, whether you're a non-medical professional, the whole essence of the business, the whole essence of whatever we are doing, the whole essence of the training the whole essence of the capacity building, the whole essence of the region, the whole essence of the goods and services you are buying is to what? Please the customer. Are we communicating? So literally everything we do, every concept perceived, every technology we deployed, and every associate we employed, every staff we're employing, the whole essence of it is what? To please what? The customer. Now, clients get satisfaction when they have full assurance that their lab, their services is following quality practice and that the results they produce are accurate and reliable. So, in other words, whenever a client is patronizing any services, they want to ensure that that services have the highest quality, whether it's been lab, whether it's been hospital, whether it's been pharmacy, whether it's been cosmetic stores. They want to be sure that that place have the best. Now, in order to maintain quality, you need competency, and not only technical competency that is going to be helpful. So the other things you need to do, even though the technical competency is there or the quality of the product is there, you need other things to ensure that the customer is being satisfied. Now, please follow me. Now, there's a man called Philip Crosby, he's a quality professional, defines quality practice as meeting the requirement of the customer. He applied this practice to business and manufacturing. Now, this principle is equally important to what? To the laboratory. So he defines quality. So what is quality? Quality is not the big equipment. Quality is not the control you use. Quality is not how fine your shop is or how fine your environment is. Quality is meeting the customer what requirements. So if the customer requirement is not fulfilled, is not met, then there is no quality. Now, quality is part of the 12 quality system essentials, as we can see here. Now, the goal of the customer service is to provide what? Excellent services. The goal of the customer satisfaction is to provide value, to provide the services that is supportive, services that is of high quality, and to bring about customers' loyalty. Customers' loyalty, retention. Retention is the ability for you to keep your customer, to retain your customer. If only people that attend to your business or to your lab or to your services are only first timer, they don't come back, that business cannot be sustained. Customer what? Satisfaction. So the whole goal of the customer service is for what? Customer what? Satisfaction. Now, when we talk about customer satisfaction, we are talking about a service that is quality, services that is supportive, services that is friendly, services that is helpful, a services that is reliable. All these are the basic concept of what? The customer what? Service. Now, if you don't take care of your customer, someone else will. In other words, if they are patronizing you, you don't take care of them, someone else will take care of them. So you need a services that is supportive, that is innovative, that is of quality, that is of excellence, and that is friendly. And that services, you need to also have customer what? Feedbacks. So remember that if you don't take care of our customers, someone else will. If, for example, someone is patronizing your services and you're not giving them something good of high quality, what happens? They will go somewhere else and what? And get that same services. So if you don't take care of your customer, of our customers, someone else will. Now, the next one talks about customer service concept and the theories. That's module 2. Customer service what? Models and theories. Let's look at some customer service theories and models. Now, this concept is stating that when you have a customer, an individual customer, from the starting point, their focus Basically, you need to focus on what the needs and the value of the customer. One to you need to look at means like one-on-one marketing integration and value chain. So apart from the value you are providing for the customers, you also need to what market those customers to integrate them into the value chain. Now, you need to have profitable growth to capturing customer share loyalty and a lifetime value. So this concept is talking about now you start with an individual customer. It could be a hospital, it could be an individual, it could be a lab, it could be an individual, it could be a person. You start with the individual customer. Now, your focus should gradually go on the customer's need and the value that you are bringing. Now, how do you do that? The means is by marketing, integrating them, attracting them. Marketing is not only what you do, what you say. Marketing is a value. If you give me a good value, I'm going to come back. Then the end of this customer service is to have a profitable growth. It's for people to patronize that service and remain loyal to that service and to that product or to that service that you are rendering. So from the individual customer, your focus should be on what the customers need and the value. Then you talk about how to integrate them, marketing integration and value chain. Talk about profitable growth to capturing customers' share, loyalty, and the lifetime value. So every business has their share. Let's say, for example, if I'm in medical field, there's a share of that hospital or that lab that you have within that space. So they can say, okay, I have 50% market. It means that 50% of the people who patronize that services comes to you. That's market share. It could be 10%, it could be 5%. So that's what we call market share. Am I communicating? Please, if you can hear me loud and clear, type on the comment section that you can hear me. If you can hear me loud and clear, please type on the comment section that I can hear you. Please, if you can hear me, type on the comment section that I can hear you. Okay, that's great. So those are the concepts from the starting point to the focus to the means and to the end. Now, next slide. Now let's look at some of this customer service theory. Now, the theory of customer service and satisfaction is all about retaining customers. Now, loyalty remains the key element in sustaining business, as this is a practical theory. Without a firm grip on the principle of customer service and implementation, an organization is bound to struggle no matter the product or services they render. Only a few want to do business with an organization that care little about their customer, their comfort, concerns, and their queries. Only few people will want to do a business with an organization that cares little about what the customers, their comfort, their concerns, and what their queries. Now let's look at Adam Smith concept. Now, what does this Adam Smith concept talk about? The Adam Smith concept is a famous is a Adam Smith is a famous wealthy man uh in the 1776. He made a customer service that the center of the basic theory of competition. He said that if a firm owner or an owner of a business or owner of a service or the manager wants to be successful, that person needs to be very involved with meeting the customers' Hello, can you hear me? Type on the comment section. Okay. So, as I was saying, so this Adam Smith concept talks about uh that if an owner or a manager wants to be successful, that person needs to be very involved with meeting the customer's needs. So in other words, customer service is not a duty of the person at the front desk or the person who attend to people, whether it be a patient, whether it be service provider. That is so the duty of the organization or the management. So customer service has to be driven from top. Everyone has to be involved. Profit-seeking organizations are forced by nature of the marketplace to treat their customers with respect and seek their loyalty and return what business. I know if you work in maybe in a government place where maybe the service are just monopolized, you may not understand this aspect. But what we are talking here today has to do with profit-seeking organizations are forced by the nature of the marketplace due to competition to treat customers with respect and what loyalty. So let's look at another concept. Let's look at the Cummings concept. Cummings concept. So Cummings, what the basic structure of customer satisfaction is that the basic are seen first. What this man is saying is that when a customer comes in to a particular service, the first thing they see is like the environment or the availability of help. Those are the basic things. Now, these are the first impression that can color the remainder of the experience. But once these variables are taken care of, now once these basic things are, so when a customer comes to a place, to services, the first thing they are looking for, or they are looking for, oh, how is the environment? Next thing they are looking out is, okay, is there availability of help in this place? Now, once these two things are taken care of, the customer's uh, taste will increase. They now start looking at other specific things such as the reliability of the staff, the price, the friendliness, the possibility of maintaining after the purchase, and the let's say some people could buy things and say, okay, after buying these things, what is the after sales support? Yes, we call it after sales support because some people just sell some products and services to you, and at the end of the day, like, okay, there's nothing in, or you just leave them stranded and the rest. So they want to start asking about other things. So their basic needs have been met, which has to do with things like the environment they have. So they will be looking at other specific aspects of it. Now, this concept is simply saying that the customer's experience goes from most general to more specific things. First impression matters, which include the environment, the ambience, availability of help, before the customer can now be focusing on other things. So Kami is telling us that if the first impression does not appeal to the customer, such customers are likely not going to do business with you or may not have a second visit. Why? Because of what? That impression. I hope this is clear. You just hold on. So we're going to look at now, we're going to look at model 3. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, type on the comment section that you can hear me. So the question is that who is a, now we're going to be looking at, okay. Now we're going to be looking at clients and customers. So who is your client? Who is your customer? You have to define this and know this. But if you don't know your customer, you don't know your client, then you are not in business or you don't understand the business. First, you have to define who your customer is or who is your client. Now, who is a client? Who is a customer? Customers, buyers, and clients is one who pays a fair price for a quality service or product. So it's one who wants to feel satisfied that they have paid for a service or a product and they receive what they have paid for in return. Who is a client? Someone to take, who wants someone to take care of them. That is a client, that's a customer. They need someone to understand their need and help answer them. They need someone to hold their hands and walk them through the process. The customer service starts with their ability to listen to the customer and find out through polite question what he or she wants or need. While communicating. The customer service starts with the ability to listen to the customer and find out through polite questioning what he or she needs or wants. Who is a customer? In general terms, a customer is someone who buys goods or services from a store or a business. The word client also means customers. Clearly state that a client is someone who receives professional service. Now, for example, let me use this as an example. A laboratory client, therefore, is a person or a group of persons or a company that receives services from the lab in return for payment. Could be a hospital, it could be a patient, it could be a doctor, anyone, it could be an end user. So whatever industry you are, you need to define who your customers is. But that person that receives a service from you, from that organization, it can be a group of persons, it can be an organization, is regarded as what? Your customer, your client. So the lab client can be what? A doctor, can be a patient, can be patient relatives, could be an organization, it could be someone who is even doing a research. They are all regarded as what? Your clients. Am I communicating? If you are hearing me loud and clear, you understand, please type on the comment section that you understand.
Yes,
You know,
sir. I understand. Thank you.
thank you. So for the medical laboratory, they have a range of customers, including patients, hospitals, personnel, physicians, nurses, public health agencies, and the community. Now, for the classification of clients, we have internal and external clients. Now, internal clients are those people who help to service your what? Your external client, your employees. The employees are what? The internal clients. The external clients are those who we have actually just defined, depending on your kind of business and depending on what you are doing. Now, the internal clients, they help to communicate, they help to participate, they should be motivated. The internal clients are person related directly or indirectly to the services. They help to implement quality, to know the organization, how they're doing, should be empowered, they should be constantly molded, they should be rewarded so that they can provide satisfaction to what? The external what? Customers. Now, what are the types of clients or customers for you? Could be the hospital personnel, could be a physician, could be a nurse, could be a phlebotomist, could be a scientist, could be medical assistant, could be a secretary, could be a clerk, the patient, the patient and his relative, the public health officer, researcher, the community. Each of these clients has their own form of expectation from the lab or from the services you render or from the service provider that is there. Now, let's look at communication in customer service. Communication. Communication is the lifeline, the blood of every relationship. Communication. And without communication, relationship does not exist. So what tie a leader with a follower is what? Communication. Expectations. Expectation is what tie two relationships together. Now, for that expectation to be fulfilled, there must be communications, both verbal and non-verbal communication. So communication is an act that can be learned. So it requires skills and professionalism. Communication is a three-way circle. You communicate to yourself, you communicate to your colleague, and you communicate to your client. If you don't understand these three concepts of communication, you are going to have challenges with communication. So you communicate to yourself, you communicate to your colleagues, and you communicate to what? To the client. Now, when we are communicating, please, you can read this up, workplace communication. Workplace communication. We have to what? Listen. A lot of us, we don't listen. When you don't listen, at the end of the day, the communication can either be faulted or will be misled. So we have to learn to listen. We have to be clear when we are communicating. Ambiguous communication should not be encouraged. So when you are communicating anything to anyone, whether it be to your client or to your colleagues, the communication has to be clear. You have to learn to speak softly because tone in communication can change your communication. Let's say, for example, now I'm looking at someone, I say, okay, this is my kid, brother, or this is my kid. It means that you are my younger one. But when I say this is a kid, it actually means that this is like a young goat, someone, it becomes an insult. Our communication has to be cautious. We have to add caution when we are communicating. Then workplace communication talks about you need to learn how to exchange communication, discuss information, technology, advices, teamwork. These are all part of what? Workplace communication. So what are the means that you communicate in your workplace? Oh, there are places that uses email. There are places that use both the verbal and non-verbal. You have to learn all those communications. So what are the communication channels? They could be written and unwritten, but every channel of communication has to be well understood and properly used within the workplace. So we call them workplace communication. Listening, you have to be clear about it. You have to speak softly. You have to be cautious. You have to learn how to exchange information. And you have to learn to pass the right information at the right time and avoid what we call Chinese whispering. Chinese whispering is that, let's say, for example, we have 6 people here now, and I say something to you, and by the time you say it, by the time everybody pass that information to 20 or 10 people, see that the information is distorted. Now, what of the communication avenue? Smile. So when you smile, you are communicating something. Eye contact. How you look is a form of communication. Attentiveness. Shaking of hands. Tone of voice. Hand gesture. Personal space. Posture. There's a posture you are going to, when maybe a client is talking to you or you are talking to a client, there are some personal posture. It shows you that, oh, the person is just saying that, oh, it's as good as if you are not hearing what the person is saying. Observation, phone conversation, emails. Remember, the little interpersonal action noted above means a great deal in the area of customers' relation. They can change the customer's perception and ultimately affect the success of your customer relationship effort. Are we communicating? Now, it is not what you say, it's how you say it in conversation over the phone. It's not what you say, it is how what you say it. Almost the entire message you project to the customer over the phone is derived from the tone of voice and the attitude. If I call a customer service point and someone picks up, I can tell you if that person is actually frustrated with with the company or not. The tone, a flat tone of voice says to the customer, I don't like my job and I would rather be elsewhere. You just pick phone, you just be talking. Hello, okay, sir. How are you? Okay, I've heard you. Thank you, sir. We'll get back to you. Flat tone. Slow pitch and presentation say, I am sad and lonely. Don't bother me. A high pitch, rapid voice say, I'm enthusiastic and what? I'm excited. A loud voice, I'm angry and aggressive. Are you getting this? Is it making sense to you? So when someone is using a high pitch, rapid voice says that, okay, the person is enthusiastic and excited about what he's doing. But when you're using a loud voice, you are saying that I'm angry and I'm aggressive. That's why when you are typing an email, we'll get to that email etiquette. You don't type with capital letters. It means that you are shouting. Telephone etiquette. Telephone etiquette, unlike more very body language, can be uniform and is not culturally based. The telephone is often the first or last place the customer comes in contact with an organization or a company. Being telephone friendly is one of the least expensive and cost-effective way to deliver better customer service. Answering the telephone, greet the caller. Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon. Then the next you give your name. My name is Dr. Aliu Israel. Ask the question, how can I help you? Good morning. Thank you for calling this hospital. Thank you for calling this lab. My name is Aliu. How may I help you? The greeting is key. It sets the tone and the style of the whole word interaction. So every staff has to be trained on what? Phone etiquette. If I pick a phone, it's not the same way I talk when I'm talking at home or talking with my peers or with my friends. Why? So everyone has to be trained on what? Telephone etiquette, how to speak on the phone to the customer. These are example. Good morning. Thank you for calling this office. My name is Aliu. How may I help you? The greeting is key and it set the tone and the style for the whole word interaction. Telephone etiquette. Some things which may upset a customer are simply unavoidable. Here are some tips on how to best to handle this situation. Putting a customer on hold, transferring a call, taking a message, ending the call. These things, if they are not well managed, they can put a whole lot of uh, uh, customer into it, make them feel as if, oh, something. So when you want to put a customer on hold, you have to inform them. When you are transferring a call, you have to inform them. When taking a message, you have to. When ending the call, you have to ensure you inform them. You don't just do any of all these four without what? The customer's awareness. Am I communicating? So what are the do's and don'ts of telephone etiquette? Have the option to provide voice services for your client. Ensure you answer the phone stating your name and the name of the organization, followed by polite greeting such as "How can I help you today?" Always ask if this is the right time to speak to ensure you can pace the conversation well without taking up too much of the client's time. Speak as clearly as you can and check you are smiling. By smiling, you are more likely to convey a positive tone of voice, which your customers will sense rightly away, even though they are not seeing you. Before making the call, always be sure of the purpose and communicate this to keep the conversation relevant and focused. Always use a friendly tone regardless of how difficult a conversation might be. This ensures you handle a conversation professionally and do not say, say anything that could be emotionally and or negatively charged. Some clients can be chatting, which is completely normal. Take an interest in the conversation. Chatting means, oh, they could be talking much, a lot of things. But then divert it back to the purpose of the call and or wrap up the conversation if the purpose of the call has been fulfilled. Avoid arguing with an angry caller no matter what. This ensures the business owner does not lose their client or damage the hard-earned relationship. If a situation becomes increasingly difficult, offer to forward their calls to the owner to deal with or to someone else who could help you answer the query. Never forget to return a missed call promptly. This ensures opportunities are not missed and any urgent queries are dealt with in a timely manner. If taking or making calls abroad, those useful country etiquette tips will make conversation more pleasant. So do not hurry. Are we communicating? Do not hurry up your phone conversation. Offer or reschedule so that you can dedicate ample time and and be detailed to the client. Some people will just rush their communication. Okay, sir, okay, sir, okay, sir, we'll get back to you, get back to you. No. Do not forget to follow through with your follow-up calls. If you don't, then this could come across trying to bat off a client, which can damage the business or client relation. Let's say, for example, you promise to call a client, or there's a follow-up call you need to make. Ensure that that call is scheduled and that call is taken. Always take down the best number to reach a contact on, plus an alternative number. So if you want to make it, okay, we're going to reach out to you, you can ask for the best number to reach the client and also alternative number. That's when you fill some forms online. Let's say, for example, they'll ask you, what is your number? What kind of number is it? Is it the official number? Is it home number? And what are the alternative number? Use active listening skill and take note of important details that you will need to use in the future or are more likely to forget. Calls related to payment must always be made in private setting to minimize fraud or risk. When you are doing a business, any call, oh, transfer the 2 million naira to our account. Those calls should be made private to minimize fraud and risk. Do not contact a client before 9 a.m. or after 6 p.m. except giving permission to do so. Do not answer the phone if you are chewing gum or you are eating while on the phone. This can muffle your speech and come across highly unprofessional. Do not interrupt a caller. Always allow them to finish. Find the right pause and then respond. Summarize your call and close the conversation politely to ensure your customers feel like they can call you back and receive the same level of professionalism. Avoid using filler words like oh, eh, oh, and this can come across as unprofessional. Fillers often stem from nerves. When you do feel the urge, learn how to pre-plan your transition to the next topic or use 1-2 second pause between sentences to compose yourself. Not like don't use your oh, okay. Those kind of gestures, we call them filler words. Instead, you can pause and allow yourself to transit from one topic or from one thing you are saying to the other than using all those filler words. They are unprofessional. Okay, respond to your business email quickly. If a customer sent you an email with a simple question and you take forever to answer it, what does that say about the rest of your operations? Answering your business email promptly should be a priority for all your business. So if you have an email, those emails has to be answered. And it has to be answered within that same day, maximum 24 hours, maximum. And 24 hours is not even good for a modern business. Not only in email, an important communication line with your customer is often used by them to gauge that you are trustworthy. So what is the prompt answering of your business email? Business email should be answered within 24 hours maximum. No exceptions. At that rate, what you are doing a lot better. It shows what you are a lot better than a lot of other businesses. If you really want your customer service to shine, you should consider answering your business email at least twice a day or within 12 hours worth interval at most. Am I communicating? That's what I'm doing.